The Hunchback of Notre, Chapter 5. Many hours later, I was still searching for Esmeralda. It was dark, and the streets of Paris were dangerous. There were robbers everywhere, but still I continued to look for the gypsy girl. Once I thought I heard her tambourine. Another time I was sure I saw her dancing for a crowd. Both times I lost her again. I was about to give up when I saw two men in the shadows. One man was tall and wore a long red robe. The other man was short, crooked, and bent. I knew who they were immediately. Claude Frollo and Quasimodo. What were they doing here? I saw the archdeacon grab the hunchback's arm. I saw him point at someone across the darkened street. Quasimodo looked. So did I. The archdeacon was pointing at Esmeralda. She was walking with her goat in her arms. Quasimodo nodded to Frollo. Then the archdeacon hurried away. The hunchback began to follow Esmeralda down a very dark street. The gypsy girl had not seen Frollo or the hunchback. She did not know the danger she was suddenly in. I was afraid for the girl and did what I had to do. I followed Esmeralda and the hunchback down a grim and dirty alley. The street was narrow. The walls leaned in from both sides. There was no light. I could hear the squeaks of 1,000 rats. I turned a corner and almost slipped in the mud. Far in front of me, I could see the shape of Quasimodo in the dimness. He still followed the girl. I hurried to catch up to them both before it was too late. Another turn. The alley was even darker. I could hardly see anything. I put my hand out to feel my way through the blackness. Now I could hear something besides the scurrying of rats. I could hear weird whispers all around me. Shapes rushed past me in the darkness. A hand brushed across my face. I covered my mouth and tried not to shout out in alarm. Then I heard a woman scream. It was Esmeralda. Esmeralda, I called in panic. I ran forward blindly. In the dark, I tripped on a stone and fell in the mud. I got up and ran again. Help me, Esmeralda cried. Now I could see dark shapes ahead. Quasimodo and the gypsy girl. The hunchback had Esmeralda in his powerful grip. He threw the helpless girl over his back. Jolly, the goat, ran into a corner and bleated in fear. Help, help, Esmeralda screamed again. The hunchback turned to run away, with the girl still in his grip. I had to stop him. With a great burst of speed, I finally reached them. I grabbed the hunchback by the arm and pulled with all my might, but he was very strong and easily broke free. I grabbed him by the leg and held tight. Quasimodo turned to face me and dropped the girl to the ground. Now I was staring into the glowing eye of the hunchback. Raising his powerful arms above his head, Quasimodo stepped closer. Quickly I made a fist. I hit him once, then again. The hunchback did not seem to feel my punches. He kept on coming. The hunchback growled at me like an animal. Frightened, I stepped backward. My foot hit another loose stone. Down I fell on my back. The wind was knocked out of me. Quasimodo leaned over me. I could feel his breath on my face as he picked me up. He lifted me high above his head. It was as if I weighed nothing more than a feather. He bellowed like an ox. He was ready to dash me to the ground, and I was helpless. Every bone in my body would soon be broken. I was certainly doomed.